back to StarrSoap's channel. How are you today? I'm doing good. Today I'm going to be making another collaboration soap. Cool, eh? And this time there's over 80 of us. I know, right? So this collaboration is going to be a Wonderland theme. And you don't have to choose Alice in Wonderland, but I did choose Alice in Wonderland because my beautiful cousin Kerry has a beautiful little girl and she called her Alice and she loves all things Alice in Wonderland. So I thought I probably won't just make one Alice in Wonderland soap. I'm really excited to make two. So if I don't end up making the second one, naughty me. But I know I'm definitely making the first idea that I conceived, which was the Mad Hatter's Tea Party soap. That's right. So I'm going to be making a soap as a tribute to the Mad Hatter's Tea Party scene in Alice in Wonderland. Fun, eh? And I would like to give a huge shout out to Renee Cormelis at Soaps for Love for organising this whole collaboration. It has really been a great way to sort of get me excited again personally for making all these YouTube videos, because for a little while there, I'm not going to lie, I was like dragging my feet a little bit, like, oh, should I keep going with this YouTube thing? I'm so busy with everything else I'm doing. But I do love making my YouTube videos and I love that you guys love to watch them. So, you know, thank you, Renee, on behalf of the StarrSoaps family for the new found inspiration. And I will definitely be participating in future collaborations as well. What I did want to say is that in my last collaboration video, I fully urged you, my viewers, to go and watch every single other video. And then it was 40. Now it's 80. Next time it might be 120. So don't feel you have to watch them all, unless of course you want to. We want you to. I know I will be. I'm going to watch every single one and make sure I'm subscribed to them all, because that's part of the joy of being part of this whole collaboration. But I don't want you to feel, as my viewers, that you have to do the same. Can if you want to, and there'll be a hashtag below to click on that'll take you straight to all of the other cool videos that are right here on YouTube. So without further ado and waffle, let's go and make Mad Hatter's Tea Party soap. Squee! Okay. So the very first thing to do for this cool and groovy soap project is to make some super cute embeds, or toppers in this case. And I'm using some melt and pour for this project. So it's kind of fun for me to play with melt and pour. These are the little tiny toppers that I plan to use for my Mad Hatter's very Unbirthday cake soap. That's right. So I have some little teapots, some little teacups, and I'm going to make some little wafer biscuits as well, like you would dip in your tea at a tea party. And I'm using Mocha Mica to colour the melt and pour brown, and I'm using Eco Glitter. This little shape mould here, these little handles are quite tricky, so I have to overfill my mould so that the handle will even appear, because if I just fill up my mould I basically only get a cup and no handle, and I want the handle. So what I'm doing is I'm purposely overfilling the mould, and then when it's gone hard I just trim around it with a craft knife like I just showed you and cut off any of the excess melt and pour. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now how I made it, because those ones I had already made. So here I am making it. I've already got my melt and pour mixed up. I've put some of my fragrance in that I'm going to be using in the soap. It's a blend of green tea and lemongrass fragrance with lemongrass essential oil. And I used that one because, you know, tea was in the name of the fragrance and I thought that was kind of fitting. I really do like the scent in the final soap as well. So you can see here that I'm like purposely sloppily pouring. I'm just overfilling these molds because I know I can trim off the excess, pop it back in the jug and melt it again for the next round, so I'm not worried. I'm using a pipette to fill the little wafer shapes because they're quite shallow and detailed and it's a little bit difficult to fill them. So now that has set up and I can pop them out of the mold, and you'll sort of see what I mean. You can see how like the overfilled it looks a bit kind of tacky, but I'll go around and trim all the edges and then it will look so cool. And I love how the Eco Glitter sparkles in the melt and pour. They look straight up like magical teapots and teacups out of the movie Alice in Wonderland and out of the scene, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. So this soap was 100% inspired and created by my wonderful cousin Kerry and her beautiful baby girl Alice. So I'm definitely going to be sending them some of this very merry unbirthday cake soap. And I played around with the idea of the name for a while. I was just going to call it Mad Hatter's Tea Party or just Mad Hatters. And in the end I've printed out the labels as just saying Mad Hatters. And now I totally love the name, a very merry unbirthday cake soap. But of course, how are you going to fit such a long title into your labels anyway? It's not practical, but it is fun and magical. And of course, a massive shout out to our lovely creator and organizer Renee Cormelis, who put together this group. She told us that we can do Wonderland themed. It doesn't have to be Alice in Wonderland, just anything that kind of makes you think of Wonderland. So I totally had to go with Alice in Wonderland, and I had a lot of fun doing this soap project. These little teapots are absolutely my favourite, and I think like if I did this again, I might just only make the teapots. I don't know. It's nice to have the teacups as well, but I just love how those little teapots turned out. They're so cute. And then the little waffle shaped cookie sort of dunker thing, I end up cutting them in half so that I can put one into each soap, you'll see. And to be fair, at the stage that I was making these, I wasn't entirely set on what I was going to do for my final soap yet. I just knew I wanted these on top of it somehow. So at that point I was thinking I might do a loaf, and I wasn't really sure. And then it wasn't until I talked to my lovely soapy sister Christina Jackson, shout outs to Christy Bell's boutique, and she gave me a lot of help. I sent her photographs of these embeds and photographs of all the different colours I plan to use, and told her about the fragrance and told her about it all, and she said it totally sounded like it should be cake slices. So here we are, ready to make our cold processed soap for our cake slices for our very merry unbirthday cake soap. So of course I am sieving my lye solution, and I do have everything cooled right down to about 25 degrees Celsius, which is roughly room temperature for me. And of course I'm putting on my gloves. You've got to put on your gloves and protect your hands, guys. This is the mold that I settled on. It is my cake slice mold, and I'm excited to use it because I have never ever used my cake slice mold, and I've had it for a good couple of years now. So this is kind of really cool to finally be using it for the first time. I'm going to bring my mixture to a light trace. I'm using my standard recipe at the moment, which includes goat's milk and a lot of other good things, and I'm sure you're quite familiar with that, so I don't need to really cover that again. There goes the green tea and lemongrass fragrance oil, and here is my lemongrass essential oil. I really didn't like the green tea and lemongrass fragrance oil when I smelled it out of the bottle. I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this at all. But in the final cured soap, I really like it. So that's something to keep in mind. Just if you don't like something straight out of the bottle, try it in a cold processed soap and it will be different. And I don't think enough people really mention that, or I don't think people really give credit to the fact that our cold processed soap, depending on what oils we choose and things that we put in it, it kind of has a smell of its own, and how compatible with that smell our fragrances are, or if our fragrances are in fact strong enough to completely overpower that smell. This is all part of the science of soap making. Well, the science of the scent of soap making. Hashtag scent science soap making. So guys, now I am pouring my soap out into 7 cups. And you might notice my soap's getting a little bit thick. That's right, my green tea and lemongrass fragrance oil is a bit naughty, and it has clearly sped up trace slightly. Things are moving. So I go ahead and add my titanium dioxide to this portion that's in the jug, and then I will pour that into another jug, and I will start to colour these 7 cups of soap. And I thought this was such a brilliant idea. This way I would be able to measure it out and make sure that I had really nice equal portions of each colour and make sure that every colour was nice and bright. But I didn't really take into account the fact that my soap was going to start solidifying in the cups the way that it does. So the very first one, as you can see, it's a bit thick going in, kind of that applesauce kind of a texture or consistency, and it shouldn't be. It should be thin and runny like soup. So I am in a hurry here, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm panicking. So I hurry up and I mix my colours, and I'm going to follow the colour wheel here. That means I can just continue to use this one bowl to mix all my colours so that each colour does not contaminate the next colour. So my first colour is yellow. Nice bright sunny yellow. My next colour is orange. Then I move to pink, and from pink to red, from red to purple, purple to blue, and finally blue to green. And I end up with a beautiful soap. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, things get thicker as we move along, and I'm getting a workout here. So I mix and commit to this idea of having a rainbow of different colours in my Mad Hatter soap.
I felt that I was down and you came and picked me off the ground. I rely on you. If time was short, then I'd run from you to the other side, to the other side. For now I know I'm laying down on you, darling, and you can't quite lift me. You don't know how. For now I know I am just wasting time with you by me. I've been twisting, turning my head to see. And
Once I reach purple here, and isn't it a pretty purple, I realise that there ain't no time left and we got to hurry and get the soap in the mould. So I sort of abandon my plan quickly and I just start getting the colours into the mould. And I have made up a kg of oils into soap, 1 litre of oils into soap. And I'm not 100% sure if that's going to fill up this cake mould because, as I said, I've never used it before. In the end, I ended up making 7 slices of soap cake, and I ended up with 1 slice that had no yellow in it, as you can see. So I'm just taking my spatula and I'm making dollops of the soap, trying to put roughly the same amount each in each mould. So we have yellow and orange, and this is the pink one going in. And then I think I'm going to give it a good tap, hopefully, because if you give it a really good tap each time, especially when the soap's thick like this, it helps it to settle down in the mould so that you don't have big air pockets. So there you go, slam, slam, tap, tap, and in goes some of the red. Now I've got decent amounts of red in there. I've basically got all the colours in. I'm going to get purple in. I'm going to crack the whip and get blue happening and green happening. Oh my goodness. So yes, in the future, and I have made notes in my soap book, I would try to use either essential oils only, leave it unscented, or make sure you use a fragrance that you know behaves. I find it kind of funny and very ironic that I have made a bunch of soaps recently, including my Fox soap, that I wanted them to get thick like this, and they refused to and stayed really runny. And then I have a soap like this that I wanted it to stay thin, and it gets super thick on me. So that's Murphy's Law for you. And I do think it's important to note that even us seasoned soapers, we can also be kept on our feet by the soap, and that's definitely what happened to me with this batch. But I am really happy with the final outcome, so it's totally worth every moment of stress.
I've been singing, raising my voice, trying to get you to hear me all the time. We are right, somebody else is wrong. Somebody else got it wrong. I will lift my head up when I'm lying down on you. I don't have a clue when you hold me, you try to mold me, but
Now I'm going to take a skewer and attempt to sort of swirl the colours together a little bit in each slice. Now I'm kind of doing this because I wanted to swirl it, but I'm really mostly doing this because I'm trying to make sure that the soap is right down in each cavity of this type of mould. If you've got thick soap and you're putting it into one of your log moulds with like a wooden box, you have that extra weight to really bang it down on the bench. And this mould being flimsy and made of silicone was very difficult for me to feel like I was really banging it down, as you can see me trying to do here. Just trying to make sure that that very thick soap is actually down in every single part of this mould, and there's not going to be any big dirty air pockets when we go to unmold the final soap. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to clean slightly around the edges of each slice. That's just going to help me when I'm unmolding it to not have little flakes of dry soap going everywhere. And then I'm going to put some lovely glitter all over the top of it. I've got some really beautiful iridescent sort of pearly white shimmery glitter here, just going all over the top because this is a super magical soap and we just had to add the extra touch of magic. And now, as a final flourish, because every cake is only made better by the addition of it, we need to add some cream. Right, guys? Yum! In this case, our cream is actually made of soap because our entire cake is made of soap. So, this is the white soap that you saw me mixing at the beginning. And due to the soap moving so fast, I was able to load it into the piping bag right away and just start piping. And that is so cool. So there you go. There are always advantages to things. And I will say that it did not rice the soap and it did not cause it to like go chunky. It just sped up trace. That's all it did. It hasn't discolored and it smells wonderful. But yeah, it definitely sped up the trace. So there you go. So I put sort of 3 dollops on each slice, and then I go back and put a 4th dollop on them, and that will give me something of a structure to rest those beautiful toppers against that you saw me making at the beginning. So I'm going to whip them out now after another flourish of glitter. And it'll be time to put them on, and I'm excited. And I know the colour, that sort of mocha mica brown that I've chosen for them, it sort of doesn't go with what's going on here a little bit. You're sort of looking at it thinking, huh, brown, I don't know. And I was definitely thinking the same. I'm with you. But I think with all of those crazy multicolours going on in the slice itself, it's a nice contrast to have the monochrome white and very dark brown. On the top, it really sort of does contrast against all those crazy rainbow of colours that's in each slice. So I like it for that. And as you can see here, I'm just resting the toppers in the cream, and then I'm taking each little slice of that wafer biscuit and putting them in there as well. And I think it turned out super adorable. It totally looks like the little biscuits there ready to be dipped into the... Oh, I just love it. I love it so much, guys. And I just got to say, a very merry unbirthday to you. To you? A very merry unbirthday to me. To me! Yeah, I love the soap, guys. I love it so much. Thank you, Renee, for the inspiration. I don't know if I would have made it without you guys inspiring me. I hope that it stands up against some of these other amazing, amazing creations. And I cannot wait to spend a couple of days binge watching all of the other videos as people create their beautiful, beautiful soaps and other things. If there are other things, it might only be soap that is inspired by Wonderland in general. So here we have the soap, and I've been able to unmold them literally 24 hours. The fact that they had sped up trace meant that they got nice and hard really quick, and I could come in and unmold them. I love how smooth they are. Yes, we have the odd air pocket, as you can see. Very hard to avoid completely when the soap gets so thick, but I think we did pretty well. I love you can basically see every colour represented in each slice. It's groovy, it's bright, it smells really fresh and clean and sort of summery as well. No, I think we did really good, guys. I think we definitely tipped our mad hat to the very merry unbirthday. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this soap as much as I've enjoyed making it. And like I say, if you have the time and you have the passion, go and watch all of the other videos that have been created. People put a lot of time and effort in, me included, to make these amazing creations. And we do hope you enjoy watching us make them as much as we love making them, because I tell you what, guys, I love, love, love this soap. And I have been visiting it regularly in the curing room. I'm not going to lie. I used low sweat melt and pour for my toppers, and they did sweat slightly, but it was a very low amount of sweat, and that low sweat melt and pour came from Zen Designs, and I do rate it. So if you're looking for a good melt and pour, it's not the cheapest one around, but you get what you pay for. It's good melt and pour.
I'm not clay, I'm not plasticine, I am believing in. Yeah, it's your smile, it fills me with joy for a little while. If I'm crying, if I'm sobbing, would you try to cheer me?
It is so cute. That lovely seafoam green on the very top. I really love how that's worked out. Even though I didn't follow the rainbow, I followed the colour wheel instead. I really love it. I think it's so, so pretty. And they're really big soaps as well. My normal bars, they probably weigh twice the amount of my normal bar, which is, my normal bar is probably about 120, and these are like 240. Straight up, 230. You know what I mean? So we're going to show you some beautiful pictures now, because that's what we do at the end of our videos here at StarrSoap's channel. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, have you been living under a rock? You should totally subscribe to this groovy soapy channel. We inspire you, and we're silly and fun, and we do videos of bath bomb making and moisturizer making and soap making and lip balm, and there's a lot of content here, guys. So yeah, hit that subscribe button and become a member of our family and feel the soapy love. Thank you so much for watching, and again, thank you to the wonderful YouTube collaboration group that I'm so blessed to be a part of. Hope you all have a great day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
We said do-si-do. Come on, ring around a rosy girl. Try to keep your head up, girl.